And I just wanted to say thank you for your patience waiting for us. And before I continue, I just want to say thank you to Pam's mom for organizing this. And thank you for the community leader coming to supervise what's going on. And I want to say thank you to Miss Angeli Jones. She and the husband, are the senior missionaries of the Assemblies of God here in Eswatini. And so, in a way, they are our bosses. I want to say thank you to my wife. And we are very, very happily married. We have 3 children. And we have 2 grandchildren. So we are very glad to be in this community today. And I just want you guys to know, in every community, that women play a very important role when it comes to the health of the family. I'm a trained pediatrician, and in all my dealings, when it comes to the welfare of the children, 99% of the time is the mother that brings the kids to see the doctor. And so you guys play a very important role in the life of your children, in the life of your husband, and in the life of your family. And so that's why this is targeted towards you, because we know the role that you play when it comes to making sure everybody is okay in the family. And I just want to let you know today that God cares about our health. The book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 2. God says he cares about our well-being as it relates to our health. And also, when you look at the Word of God, the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, it says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And so, knowledge and information is very important in life. And so that's why we have come here today to exchange knowledge and information, so that we can live a good life, live a healthy life. Our life greatest asset is good health. If you're not feeling well today, the chances is that you will not be sitting down here. So health is the greatest gift that God has given to us, second only to our salvation. I want you to know something, that health is wealth. Health is wealth. And there is another saying that we say that prevention is better than cure. A penny of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And so whatever it is that you can do as a mother, a sister, a wife, and of course yourself, to stay healthy, is a very wise thing to do. And so, all of us here are very familiar with combi buses, cars, private cars. We are all very familiar with it. But you don't drive those cars month in and month out without checking in and making sure that those cars stay on the road for a very long time for you. There is what they call oil change. Every so often, you want to change the oil. Every so often, you change the tires so that that car will last very long for you. And so that is also applicable to our health. Every so often, you must go to see a doctor so that the doctor can check you out and make sure that you are doing well. Don't go years and years and years and not go see a doctor. That is not a very smart thing to do. And you know, in Africa, we don't take care of our body. And then something happens. And we say, somebody did us something. And it's because you've been walking around with high blood pressure. And you never knew that your blood pressure is up. How many of you sitting down here know what your blood pressure is? Exactly my point. Exactly my point. When was the last time you checked your blood pressure? Exactly my point. Last week? Very good. Last month? Okay, very good. Okay? And so, these are very steps that you can take that can save your life. Okay? There are 3 numbers you must know. You must know these numbers. You can't just go and go and go and go and you don't know these numbers. The number 1 number that you must know is your blood pressure. You must know your blood pressure. If you're over 40 years, you must know your blood pressure. Because your blood pressure can be high and you don't know it. And in medicine, we call it the silent killer. You are walking around and you don't even know your blood pressure is up. And you go out in the village and somebody says, I don't like your face. And you come home and you collapse and you say, that person is the cause of my problem. No, that person is not the cause of your problem. The cause of your problem is that your blood pressure has been elevated for a very long time and you didn't take care of it. And so if your blood pressure is elevated, we know what we can do for you to bring it down to the point where it should not cause you any problem. Even when somebody tells you they don't like your face, you say, tell them back, I don't like you either. And you go about living your life safely. So you must know what your blood pressure is. The number two number you must know. You must know your blood sugar level. You must know your blood sugar level. You must know what your blood sugar is running. Because if you don't know that your blood sugar is very high, one day you can wake up and find yourself in a very terrible situation. And so, we want you to take this information to your family, to your husbands, and say, this is what we learned today. If you have elevated blood sugar, there are so many things that we know we can do for you. One of it is what Miss Angeli will be talking about. We could control your blood sugar depending on how high it is with diet. We can say, don't eat this kind of food because it's not good for your blood sugar. Or this is the kind of food that you will eat that will benefit you. And so you must know your blood sugar. Because high blood sugar is what we call diabetes. And so it is not good for your blood sugar to be elevated. And you check it, and it's normal. You go about your life. But if it's elevated, there are things that could be done to make sure it does not become a catastrophe for you or any member of your family. Okay? The number three number you must know. You must know your cholesterol level. Cholesterol is a form of lipids. Fats. We have a lot of cow here. And we like the cow's fats. And so we end up eating a lot of fatty stuff from the cow. And if that is high, it's not good for your health. And so you must know what your cholesterol level is. Because if your cholesterol is high, there are things that we can do to bring it down. so that it does not block your blood vessels and your arteries. Why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because these are things that are very common in our race. For some reason, blood pressure is more common in the black race than in any other race. Blood pressure is also more common in our race than in any other race. And so we have to be mindful of it. Why am I telling you all this? If we control these three things, you will control at least 70% of health issues that you may have. And so, these are very simple steps that you could take to keep your family healthy. So, three numbers you must know. You must know your blood pressure. You must know your blood sugar. You must know your cholesterol level. Each and every one of these, if it's high, it's not good for one's health. And there are things that we could do to remedy the situation. Okay? Blood pressure can lead to what we call stroke. And you don't want that. You don't want that. It could lead to renal failure. It could cause your kidney to shut down. You don't want that. And so you want to avoid those. Elevated blood sugar can affect your eyes. It could actually lead to blindness because you didn't control your blood sugar. Elevated blood sugar can lead to your skin getting infected. Wounds that will not heal because your blood sugar has been elevated for a very long time. Elevated blood sugar can damage your kidney, can damage your heart, can cause you a whole lot of problems. That's why we say prevention is better than cure. Everything that you can do to prevent this from happening puts you in a better position of life. High cholesterol is dangerous because it can block the arteries and the vein in your body. When it blocks the artery that carries blood to the heart, it could cause what we call heart attack. It will stop your heart from beating right there and then. And that's why people in Africa would always say, my neighbor did it to me. No, your neighbor did not do anything to you. You've been walking around with a very high cholesterol. And so these are very, very basic information that can save life in this room. Save your family. Save your husband. Save your brother. Save your children. And so there are things that we could do. From diet control. For these three things that I have talked about, there are diet control. For elevated blood pressure, we can tell you to cut down on your salt intake. And exercise. Instead of sitting down all day doing nothing, take advantage of all the beautiful mountains around you. Go walk at least 30 minutes every day. That will lower your blood pressure. And that could also strengthen your heart. And so, if that does not work, we have medications that can help lower your blood pressure. And that's where the doctors, the nurses, and every medically trained person comes in. If your blood sugar is high, we can also use diet to control it. You will not be allowed to eat as much pap as you used to eat. And you may not be allowed to eat as much rice as you used to. Okay? And there are other food that you could eat that will be able to help you moderate your blood sugar. Exercise comes into play too. And of course, if this does not do its work as expected, there are medicine that we can give to you. We can give you injections to control your blood sugar, called insulin. Or we can give you tablets to help you control your blood sugar, to prevent it from damaging your eyes, causing you heart issues, causing you kidney problems, causing you skin problems. There is something we can do to make sure that you stay healthy. The same thing applies with your cholesterol. Diet also comes into play. We can advise you not to eat too much fatty part of every meat. Eat the muscle part. And so, and also exercise. If that fails, we have medicine we can give to you to lower your cholesterol level. It is called Lipitor, to lower your cholesterol level. But first of all, you must know what those numbers are. You must know. You can't be walking around and not check those things at least once every year. You must check it at least once every year. And when you go back home today, you have a brother or a husband. Tell them what you learned in this class today. That there is this brother that said you must know these three things about your health. And you may not know that you will save your brother, your husband, or your son's life by just that suggestion. And so God's will for us According to the third book of John, chapter 1, verse 3, is for us to be in good health. And God is giving us this information not just for information's sake, but for us to put it to good use. Because Hosea 4:6 said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Now you have this information. Don't let it go to waste. And as I said, one of the most common things amongst us as a race is these three things. If you watch it, control it, you have solved at least 70% of the health challenges that you may have. And so, as mothers, if you have children, there are things that could be done to keep your children safe. I know that they have the program in this country. You must take your children to be checked every so often. You cannot not take your children to get their vaccinations. Vaccinations are part of the prevention of diseases. And so every child, I'm sure, from what I heard, is entitled to vaccinations. And it's supposed to be free. And government provides that service. And so I am encouraging us today to make sure that the children of this community get their immunizations. When I was a young man growing up, there's a very deadly disease called polio. A child will have a fever, have a running nose, and within 4 days, a child that is walking cannot walk anymore. You develop paralysis of the lower extremities, and that child will become crippled. I saw it with my own two eyes. But as God will have it, medicine discovered a vaccination called the polio vaccine. And children started being immunized. Children started to get the vaccine for polio. And as of today, polio is eradicated in most parts of the world. The kids don't suffer polio anymore because of the vaccination. And so, okay, my time is running out and I still have a lot to say. I will follow the rules. And so, vaccination is very, very important. There is vaccination for measles. There is vaccination for polio. There is vaccination for chickenpox. No child in this community should suffer that disease because we have the vaccination to prevent them. And so, please, get your children vaccinated. And the good news is, it's free. It's free. Take advantage of that opportunity to have every child in this community vaccinated. I'm happy that one of the leaders of the community is here. And I hope he will take it to the Mpaga. What do you call them again? Mpagasi. And say, this is what I learned today. That every child in this community must have their vaccination done. So, we are very honored to be here today. And I hope that there is one or two things that each and every one of these beautiful ladies here can take home to their family, to their children, to their husband. I still have a lot of material with me, but I will stop right there because I'm a man under authority. Thank you, and God bless you all.